Let us. Yes, the one start your story.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Divan. Today I'm going to tell a story about the, the, tale, the tale of two cats. Once upon a time, there lived an old woman with a tin cat. The old woman gave leftovers to the tin cat because she was old. One day, the tin cat saw a fat cat. The tin cat said, "My dear friend, how can you get lots of food?" The fat cat said, "At the king's table. Every time I go there, when a piece of food comes down, I eat it. I can show you tomorrow where is the king's kingdom." The, king, the, the tin cat was very happy and went to his mistress and told about the news. The mistress said, "Oh, my dear little kitty, you can't go to the king's palace and eat the food that's dropped. What if the royal servants see you?" But the greedy cat was very, very greedy. He went, he went to the king's palace with the fat cat and sat under the table. While a piece of drink, he easily took a piece of fish and ate it. The royal servant saw it, and one royal servant took it, seized it, and killed it. The moral of the story is never be greedy or you might face into trouble.
Good story, everyone. Never be greedy.
Sir, my sister also wants to tell a story after me.
Sure, sure. Srinika, please start.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Srinika. Today I'm going to tell the story The Ant and the Birds. Once upon a time, there lived the ant who was walking on the shore. Suddenly, he lost his balance. He fell into the water. He flew away. After that, the bird saw him. He quickly plucked a leaf. He dropped it into the water. The ant quickly swam. He climbed into the leaf and he was back into the shore. The ant said, "Thank you." One day, a hunter was trying to kill the bird. The ant saw him. He quickly bit his leg. And the hunter said, "Hey, why did you bite me?" He said. The ant saw him and he quickly flew away. Moral of the story is, if you help your friends will help you.
I will help you, okay, Srinika? So you have to help me back. Okay? Deal? Deal? Wonderful. Dhruvan, I can't see Srinika properly when she's narrating the story, okay? From next time, adjust it properly. Next time, okay?
Shall I tell?
Wonderful story, Srinika. Wonderful. Sure, Ayan, you can start.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I am Ayan Thakur. The title of my story is Birbal's Journey to Heaven. So, once upon a time, in Akbar's palace, there was a barber and he didn't like Birbal. So, once he told Akbar that, "Your Majesty, your father came in my dream. He told that he is happy in heaven, but there's no one to talk with him there. Please send someone from the castle to talk with him." So, Akbar said, "I think Birbal would be the best." So Akbar called Birbal in the palace and asked him, "Birbal, my father told that he want to talk with someone in the heaven. So would you go?" Birbal told, okay, I would go. So Akbar gave him the time of a week. Birbal went home. He digged a small hole, and inside that hole, he did a small tunnel which ends to Birbal's house. So when Birbal went inside the hole and everyone covered him with sand, then he went inside the tunnel and reached his home. He stayed in his home for 2 months and then went to the palace. Akbar was shocked. He shouted, "How did you came?" So Birbal told, "I went to heaven, but your father told, I am very impressed by you. Now you can go back to earth. But as you can see, my hairs and beard became so big." He was telling that he needs a barber in the heaven. The moral of the story is, what you sow, that you reap. Thank you.
I think then the people will ask the barber to go to heaven, right? That part is not there.
And the barber really died.
Right. Thank you. Nice.
My brother will also tell the story.
Yes,
So,
Parth, right? Parth,
Yes.
please.
So hello everyone, my name is Parth Kumar and I'm going to tell a story. So my story's name is Birbal's Porridge. So one day Akbar in his court declared that whoever will stay in the river for the whole night will get a prize of 1,000 golden coins. Then a poor man accepted his challenge and he stayed in the river for the whole night. Then he came in the court next day and he asked Akbar to give him his prize. But Akbar asked that, how did you stay in the river whole night? Then the poor man replied, I stayed in the river by seeing that small lighting candle in the sky. Then Akbar said that you were getting the heat from that small lighting candle, so this is cheating. You will not get the prize. So the poor man became very sad and he approached Birbal to resolve his solution. So Birbal thought about it, and the next day he came in Akbar's court and he said that I will prepare the lunch today, the royal lunch today. So he had gone to the kitchen to prepare the lunch and he taken out a big pot and some sticks and a rope. So he laid out these sticks in a pattern. They were very long sticks and he tied the pot with a rope, and in the pot he put some porridge and he just lighted fire very below the pot. So Akbar came and saw this arrangement and he said Birbal that, why are you keeping the pot so high above the fire? It will not be cooked nicely. So Birbal said that if the poor man can get the heat from the small lighted candle, then the pot can also get the heat from the fire lightning below. So Akbar realized his mistake and he ordered to bring the poor man and gave him the prize of 1,000 golden coins. So the moral of the story is that there is a solution for every problem.
Nice, Parth Kumar, right? Very nice. Just like Ayan.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Very well narrated. Very well narrated. Every problem has a solution. The next time I have a problem, I'll come to you.
You can approach Birbal.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's the spirit. Nice, nice. Thank you so much. Okay, who would like to go next? Oh, we see Krishna Sarvan. Hi, Sarvan.
Hello, uncle.
Yes. Hi. Yeah, who would like to go next? Riddhi, you want to go next? Riddhi is not.
Yes,
Yes.
I want to.
Yes.
Okay, I want to sing a song and tell a story.
Sure. Go on.
Okay, I will first say the story. So, once upon a time,
A second. We can't see you. We see some image. That's all.
there lived a polar bear. She lived with her mom. She was very white, so her mom named her Snowy. So, one day, her mother said to her, "The summer's coming soon. You should know how to. You should know how to swim." But Snowy said, "But I don't know how to swim. I am so young." Her mother said, "I know you. You are very fast learner. You could do it. Just believe in yourself." Snowy said, "Okay." So she started swimming. At first, she was difficult to draw. It was difficult for her to swim. But when she saw her mother, she thought to herself, "My mother will be the same." But was the same, and she know how to swim. If she know how to swim, I should also know how to swim. So she believed in herself and started swimming. So the moral of the story is you should believe in yourself and anything can happen. I want to sing the song at the last.
Sure, Riddhi. Oh, Srinika, for me also. Drink for me also. Just kidding, just kidding. Carry on, carry on. Harshit, you want to go next?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Harshit, start.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harshit. Now I will tell a story. The title of the story is Bunty and the Bottle of Toffees. On a New Year day, Bunty's mother took him to the to a rich lady's house. The rich lady was his mother's friend. The two ladies embraced and wished Happy New Year to each other. Bunty bowed down and to the lady and wished her blessing. But the 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 rich lady put put a bottle of toffees before Bunty and said, "Bunty, please have as many toffees you can." Bunty's eyes gleamed with joy. He, he put his hand into the bottle and filled his fist with as many toffees his fist could hold. Now the fist was filled with toffees that it is so bigger than the narrow mouth of the bottle. So Bunty could not take out his hand from the bottle, even though he tried very hard. He pushed the bottle with his free hand. He turned the bottle left and right, but he could. But Bunty, whistling with the bottle, amused the two ladies. After some time, Bunty mother said, Bunty, don't act silly. Just open your fist and let few toffees go in. If you do this, so you can take your hand easily. Bunty followed her advance and pulled out his hand. The moral of the story is do not try to grab too much at a time. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, I'll be going next. The title of my story is The Old Lady's Treasure. This is also an Akbar Birbal story. Once an old lady came to Birbal and said, Sir, you're the only one who can help me. That saint has robbed me of all the treasure I ever had. Birbal said, okay, I shall help you. But first you have to tell me what your problem is clearly, in a way that I understand. Then the old woman began. 2 years ago, I went on a trip. But before going to my trip, I went to a hermit who lives just at the outskirts of the kingdom, and I gave him my treasure. I told him to keep it safely. At that time, he said, I do not care for the worldly pleasures. All I care for is for the God. Just hide it wherever you want and leave. You can take your treasure yourself when you come back. So the old woman went inside and buried her treasure at one corner of the hut, in the left corner of the hut. Then 2 years later, the old woman came back and went to the hermit. The hermit said, "Go on, take your treasure." Then the old lady went inside the hut, but her treasure was gone. Poof! She went to the hermit and said, "Oh, holy sir, I cannot find my treasure. Have you taken it?" The hermit said angrily, "So you suspect me? I told you the very day that you came here asking me to hide your treasure. I always knew you would make a big scene just because of this treasure." The old woman was scared and she went away. And she told Birbal her whole story. Birbal said, "Okay, I have a plan. But you have to do so and so." And he whispers something to her. That very evening, Birbal goes to the hermit's place with a box of rubies, precious rubies. He goes into the hermit's hut and says, "Oh, Holy One, I need to go to the next village to visit my brother. These rubies are very special and I have to keep them safe." The hermit said, "Oh yes, you can leave them with me, you can leave them with me." The hermit was thinking, wow, what a lucky day for me. I can take all these rubies for myself. But he did not say so. He said, I do not care for worldly matters, but you can leave it with me. Then Birbal was about to give the rubies to the hermit. The old woman came in. She said, Sir, I have still not found my treasure. He said. The hermit thought, oh no, this old lady's timing is so bad. He thought, if this old lady starts shouting at me, saying you took all my treasure and so on, then Birbal will not leave his rubies with me. Then I won't get more rubies and jewels and money. So he thought, okay, I have to give the old woman her money back. Then he said to the old woman, oh, right, maybe because you are so old, maybe you forgot which corner you hid your treasure in. Have you checked the other corner? He said. Then the old woman went to the other corner and dug it up. Then she found her treasure. He said, thank you, O hermit, and she went away. Then one of Birbal's servants came running in. They said, Sir, your brother came here to visit you. You have no need to go there. And then Birbal said, oh, holy hermit, I have no need to give my rubies to you, so I shall not bother you with worldly pleasures. You need not bother. And he came out with the rubies. The hermit was like, oh no. Thank you. Who is going next? Sharvan? Sharvan, do you want to go next?
No, Rishta. Actually, I'm not up for this event. I'll be participating in the next one.
Yes, everybody's doing. I'll just stop the recording. Wait. Riddhi? Riddhi?
Yes. Yes.
Riddhi? You can
Yes.
see.
Yes, my mic was not working there. At that time, my mic was not working.
You can sing now.
Okay. So I'm going to sing a Korean song. 내 맘들 뻔선 있나요? 내 마주나 니마요 위를 낮추나 니 숙이요 한국이 했어요 내 맘들 뻔선 있나요? 한국 주님 내 만호 위내 나좀나 내 속에요 한국 언니
was nice. Did you say this was a Korean song?
Yes, it is a Korean song.
Okay, then we'll stop the recording.